Hi everyone, welcome back to the Twitter retention mini course. We are in week 4, the final installment of this course, and this week we're going to be talking about all things graduation. So rather than the culmination of everything that's happened, we'll be talking about what's going to happen afterwards. So part of this is having a strategy, and part of that is having an investment plan. So, okay, let's have a brief overview of what I mean by an investment plan. Okay, so you need to understand what your budget is. You need to ensure that you don't overextend your expenses. You need to always lead with the creator mindset. That means that you have purpose and that you are comfortable in your decisions. So it's okay to turn down affiliate offers. It's okay to turn down pretty much anything if it doesn't match your goals and where you need to go with them. So you need to always have that mentality, which all really culminates in learning how to say no professionally. So there's a few points to go over. If you haven't already, you'll probably have many DMs from overly enthusiastic affiliate marketers, and also Twitter ghostwriters. There's a lot of new ghostwriters popping up, and their typical pitch is make an irresistible offer in inverted commas that they'll work for free, or that they'll work for free until X, Y, and Z. So you need to be prepared to be able to deal with them. The general thing that we need to really hit home here is that you're investing in products and courses, but that means that they need to serve a specific purpose for you. So again, create a mindset. So that's the sort of strategy you need to start thinking of. When I invest, how is this going to help my next move, and how does it work towards my end goal? And is it within budget? It's really important that you don't go over your budget. So again, you need to learn how to say no early. Even if you're interested and we see a great opportunity or a great course, it has to be achievable within your budget. If it's not, you need to create a bigger budget, and that means putting some money aside. We're gonna look into that in a moment, but if someone does try the hard sell, you will get them. You just have to reiterate your position, and you don't have to feel bad about doing so. And if they start pressuring you, you can tell them to go jump, and if they get too much, you can just block them. Okay, so we'll run back over some points before we finish this recording, but let's look at something a bit more practical now. How do you calculate a budget? Okay, so there are two things that you should really think about. They are your monthly recurring expenses, things like rent, school fees, healthcare, petrol, groceries, travel. You can also remember to put in things like your gym membership, any streaming services. You can also include your business expenses as well if you are working as a freelancer and you have other subscriptions. Don't forget that needs to be included. Then you're also going to have your one-off costs. Now, people sometimes fall short because they forget to factor these in. The best way to do any of this is to get 12 months worth of bank statements and go through and highlight any of your expenses, but especially remember to get things like big ones, the one-offs, car repairs, buying a gift to someone, buying gifts for various people throughout the year. Add all of those costs together and you divide by 12. That's how you ensure that you don't miss out on those sort of one-offs. Whatever you have left over, that's the maximum investment budget you have. And it's not likely that you're going to be able to use everything that's left over as an investment budget. So these are options that you can think of if you maybe don't have much left at the end of the month, which is a reality for a lot of us. It certainly is for me. Save 5% of your monthly income for 12, 6 months, whatever. You will then accrue a decent investment pot at the end of it. It's also a good practice to get into. You can also set aside 25% of your successful sales and reinvest. So if you make $100, let's say next month for affiliate marketing, set aside $25 and you can reinvest that later, or you can do both if you really want to have a healthy investment pot. So that's the end of the basic points for this lesson, but I just want to dip into a few previous points again. Now, the reason I am reiterating the point of not overextending your budget, one good example I always think of is when you speak to or you read or watch something from a skilled, seasoned day trader, they'll always lead with the maxim: only invest what you can afford to lose. I think this works equally well when you're investing in yourself, because you might think, look, this course is $400. It's way out of my budget, but it's what I want to do. It fits my strategy perfectly. I'm gonna find the money somehow. This is not a good way to approach this. Yes, it's good that it fits your strategy, and it does make sense in a certain way. You think, look, I'm investing myself, yada yada yada. The problem is, if you enter into it in a situation where you maybe use a credit card or you loan money, you are instantly in a deficit situation where you are going to disrupt your development or learning from the course or product, because you're constantly thinking, I have to make the money back from this now. I owe this money, or the credit card is going to accumulate, or my overdraft needs to be cleared. None of this is the right situation or mindset to learn or to make progress. You have to go into the situation thinking, okay, I've outlaid this money, but I could afford to do so. I would prefer the money to come back, but it's not actually going to put me in a financial red situation. And you really need to be very disciplined. And there is another truism: don't fall for scarcity tactics. If you see a product, course, anything like that, and it fits your strategy, it's exactly what you want to do, why do you need to do it now? You could easily save for 3, 6, 12 months, and that product's still going to be there. If it's a credible product, it's still going to be around. It's not going anywhere. Will its price be more? Possibly. Will its price be less? Very possible as well. Don't fall for the hook, line, and sinker. Runs out tomorrow, only available for this amount of days. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. It's as simple as that. And if you just remember to get into that mindset of think, okay, am I acting like a creator, or am I slipping back into a consumer mindset? Because jumping at chances and putting yourself into debt is not a creator mindset. So that is mostly about the budgeting side. There are other things you can think about when you are looking into a specific strategy. We can work on this at a later date as well. We'll talk about that later on in this graduation week. But another strategy I like to think of is, if I'm investing in something, can I affiliate it? What I mean by that is, does this product or service have an affiliate program? How easy is it to apply? A lot of the ones on Twitter and Gumroad, you get instant access. All you have to do is ask. So it's not much of a qualification process, whereas some affiliate programs are, you have to apply even if you use or buy the product. I'm not overly keen on that, but that's a different story for a different day. The other thing I always think of is, what's the return on investment? How long am I willing to be in a minus situation before I make a break even with my investment? So, I mean, a lot of the time, I think a good way to look at it is break even from your investment within 3 to 6 months. And if it's a big investment, yeah, I think that's a fair way to look at things. But it's completely different for different people. Some people have disposable cash and it doesn't really matter to them. Some people, they need the money back quicker. But that also brings back in the concept of remaining on budget and not overextending yourself. Right, so that's it for the lesson slides. We'll head over to the action sheet. Oops, I didn't line that up particularly well. Okay, so let's go back over some of the points. So for today's action, I want you to evaluate your income over the last 12 months. Bank statements are usually the easiest way to start. You can, if you want, you can be, I'm not sure if the word pedantic is the right one, but if you want to open a spreadsheet and put down your outgoings, and then you can note which ones are recurring, which ones are one-off, put it all together, and then you can work out what you spend on a month-to-month basis. After that, set a budget with the example I made, and if you need to, set up a 5% deduction from your wages to create an investment pot, and at least 25 or 50% of all the sales you make goes into that investment pot as well. And also, if possible, this is something that just crossed my mind, have a bank account. Sometimes you can get a sub account. It's almost like savings, where you can put money to separate it from your other accounts. You do need to keep your investment money separate. It's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Once it's gone, it's into that investment pot. It's there for that specific reason. So maybe go and speak to your bank to see if you can get a small savings account just to put that investment money, so it's there. But obviously you need to have it on your online banking so it's easy to use. Last point, you might get sick of me saying this, but I'll say it once more: do not exceed your budget and learn how to say no. Okay guys, that's a wrap. What we're going to look into tomorrow. Tomorrow we are looking at the benefits of joining a community, and I'll also be discussing what we could do as an extension of this course. I'm still undecided as to what that will be, but there could well be another small community for you guys to remain on after the course ends, and hopefully we can flesh out some of the stuff in the course in more detail. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any questions about this specific lesson, drop them into the exact same place where I post the lessons, or you can speak about it in the general section. And yep, feel free to DM or email if you have any specific questions or you'd like to go over some of the things that I've discussed in more detail pertaining to your specific situation. Happy to do so. Okay, that's it. We will join forces again tomorrow. Thanks again. Momo, over and out.